Damn it. Hey there, Teddy Rumpskin here. Yeah. Hey there, Teddy Rumpskin here. And just last night, I went to see the Angry Video Game Nerddom movie. Yeah. I took a picture of the fucking movie poster they had set up there. And, yeah. Actually went quite a bit out of my way in order to see this movie, and I'm glad I did. I'm glad I saw it on the big fucking screen, you know. It was actually a sold-out show. The whole theater was just packed with nerd fans who were all ready for a fucking good time, you know. They were cheering and they were laughing at shit that wasn't even all that funny, you know. And that was the thing. It was one of the best movie-going experiences I've had in a long time. Since I went to see the Army of Darkness, actually, you know. Army of Darkness was a chance when everybody who was in the theater was ready for a good time, and they were all ready for what kind of craziness they were going to see. Same here with the Nerd movie, because the entire theater was packed with nerd fans who all knew what they had coming at them, you know. This movie's different than any other fucking movie. You know, I can't really judge it on the same level as I would judge a regular movie, because it's not. You know, it's a low-budget passion project that the nerd has spent several years making, you know? And it is low budget, but it's also self-aware of its own limitations and stuff like that. The special effects don't look great, but they're not supposed to. In fact, some of the time, they're intentionally cheap and crappy looking is kind of a punchline to a joke, you know? And the movie is really fucking funny. It's pretty fucking hilarious. Hell yeah. So I can't really look at it the same way as I would look at a big budget Hollywood film. Because this isn't a big budget film. It's a really low budget film. And it's full of fucking cameos by people that most people wouldn't even recognize. But the theater I saw it in, they were all cheering when they saw the Nostalgia Critic make a cameo. Or they saw Pat the NES Punk in a crowd, you know. Or you know, that guy with the hat and the guitar show up in the movie. You know, it's crazy, actually. You know, it was like I was part of a club and everybody in the theater was my friend. You know, everybody in there was in on the same joke I was in. And that's part of the fun, all the in-jokes and video game references. Even though a lot of the video games they referenced had to be different, including the main video game they were talking about, you know, E.T. E.T. was not really E.T. Instead, they had to call it E.T., right? They couldn't really even reference the fucking Steven Spielberg film. You know what I mean? And, yeah. Well, actually, I'm going to talk about some spoilers, you know. I'm going to spoil a little bit. But if you don't want it to be fucking spoiled, then, you know, stop the video here. Or actually click on this annotation I'm going to put down here, you know. The spoiler skip. Yeah, spoiler skip button at the bottom. Just click on that and you'll skip to the end of the video, where you won't get any of the stories spoiled for you. Right? Click it. Well, you want the spoilers? Okay. Here's the spoilers, right? One of them is this girl. This nerdy girl who's actually in the movie. She's really cute, and I like her a lot. Yeah, I like redheads. What? Anyway, she's kind of set up to be like the romantic interest of the nerd, I guess, sort of. But then at the end of the movie, she and the black kid end up kissing, right? Like, with no sign that the two of them were interested in each other at all. In fact, the black kid seemed to not like her, like he wanted to dump her, you know, because he thought she was a spy or something, right? But I guess she couldn't hook up with the nerd, because the nerd is actually married in real life. But that's a problem, too. It's a collision of the real-life nerd versus the nerd character, you know? The nerd is not James Rolfe. No. The nerd is the nerd. He's the nerd. In fact, that's what everybody calls him in the movie. They call him the nerd. Like, he doesn't even have a name. He's just known as the nerd, which is weird, right? And that collision of real life and reality kind of comes in at times, even though the movie tries really hard to set itself apart from reality and logic. You know, it kind of exists within its own reality, where things don't necessarily have to make any fucking sense. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's a tiny bit of a problem. The other problem is that this is, in fact, you know, a low-budget film. And they were kind of limited by what they could actually do, even though the movie's got some really big ideas. You know, the reason that the movie says that all those fucking E.T. cartridges were buried in the desert is because the cartridges actually contained a top-secret map of Area 51, right? Yeah, which is kind of crazy, right? And that also alien technology had been incorporated into the circuitry on the fucking cartridges, right? And, yeah, this movie really does try to throw a lot at you, you know what I'm saying? Actually, there's a lot that's really cool in this movie. A lot works, but some of it doesn't really work, right? But you can't judge this movie in the same way you would a regular movie, you know? This is something special. This is a low-budget passion project that the nerd made for us, you know? This is a tribute to his fucking fans, you know? This is something special that he's given to us. It's a gift, right? And you can't really look at it the same way as you do a regular movie, you know? This is a gift. You better fucking appreciate it, you know what I'm saying? And I do. I really do appreciate it. I really do. In fact, he even gave us a fucking video game review that we've been asking for years, you know? He really does review E.T. But at the very, very, very end of the movie, kind of over the closing credits, while the credits are rolling, he actually gives us a full-fledged review of the E.T. game on the Atari 2600, right? But it's more or less an afterthought. Like, you know, you can watch this as just a comedy adventure movie, right? And you just have fun. But if you want to see an actual video game review, then, you know, it's over the closing credits, so you can just walk out of the theater if you want to. But nobody in that theater walked out at all. At all. They all kept fucking plopped in their fucking seats and sat there while the fucking theater lights came up and they opened the doors. Everyone just sat there and watched that fucking video game review, showing their respect for the nerd, right? And yeah. Yeah, but it was a really good fucking movie. It really was, you know? There's something special about it, and I'm glad that I went out of my way to fucking see it. Actually had to go like 7 hours down to St. Louis, because the Chicago shows were sold out, right? Yeah, had to go to fucking St. Louis, right? Where, yeah, well, there's crazy shit going on right now down there, you know? But, it was fine. It was fine. It was fun. It was great. It was great, actually. I'm glad I fucking did it. Hell yeah. Yeah. Now, probably in the future, the movie's going to be available on DVD, probably to purchase through his fucking website and stuff like that. And you should do it, you know? If you're an angry video game nerd fan, you're going to fucking love this fucking movie. Seriously, you're going to love it. Hell yeah. But, yeah. Anyway, till fucking next time, keep it real.